by Tennessee head coach Kellie Harper. She'll begin with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions from the media. Coach?
Well, I'll start by saying that's probably going to be one of the best environments of the year for a regular season game. So really thankful and grateful for our fans coming out. I know it's a tough year to be out, but really, really appreciative of them, our students. We had a really good student section. So really, really excited that we were able to do what we could do in terms of our attendance and our crowd involvement. Obviously really disappointed. We felt like we had a pretty good game plan going into the game. Our players felt confident and good about it. And we were able to execute it the majority of the night. Obviously in the fourth quarter, just could not find a bucket. They changed their defenses a few times and I think threw our pace off a little bit. And, we got a little tight, had some open looks and just couldn't knock them down. So also in that fourth quarter, we gave up more offensive boards in that fourth quarter than we needed to, gave them some extra points, extra possessions. And I think, when you're not scoring like we were doing in the fourth quarter, boy, you got to be even better on the defensive end and finishing up with the boards. But obviously Connecticut's a really good basketball team. They're so solid and, passed the ball well. They shot the ball well. But for us, just disappointed we couldn't come out of here with the win.
Rick?
I think you're on mute.
Rick?
Sorry about that, Kelly. How tough is this one knowing you guys were so close there in the fourth quarter until she hit that clutch three? And then they scored 16 points off 14 turnovers, again, for you guys tonight. What do you guys need to do to maybe try to cut down, eliminate some of those?
If we're under 15, we've got to be happy with that. So, if we have 14, obviously we want to continue to work on getting those cut down. But, we had 27 last year. So 14 sounds pretty good going into this game. But, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. And, when you have a chance, we felt like we could have won the game. And we felt that way going in and felt that way throughout the game. And when you can't pull those off, it stings.
Ben?
Coach, you dealt with the foul trouble in the second quarter. But on the flip side of that, the bunch that you had in there did a good job of kind of carrying the load while Renaya and Jordan were on the bench. Just how frustrating was it to deal with the foul trouble? But then also how proud of you were with the unit that was in there to hold their own?
Well, anytime you get players in foul trouble early, you got to figure it out. You got to manage. And, we really needed to go into the third quarter with those two players we needed to keep them at 2 fouls. We didn't need to put them in and get a third foul in the first half. So they did sit, and fortunately we were able to keep them over there by the way our other players stepped in and played. And I tell you, the thing that, we're not perfect, but Marta and Jordan Walker and Destiny Salary are fearless. They were fearless, and they weren't backing down, and I thought they came in and gave us a lift. Obviously Ray played the entire first half and really carried our team.
Maria?
Coach, the 3 losses this year were all winnable games, and I suppose that's a good thing, but of course you want to put those in the win column. You said you were disappointed. What is the reaction or mood of your team post-game after this loss?
Yeah, they were disappointed. You walk in and you see them and they're disappointed. And, I think individually, they're probably sitting there thinking, what could they do? How could it have been different and better? The good thing is the losses that we have had, we have come out of those better. I tell you, we have handled them very well. We have had growth after both of those. So, I'm hopeful that we can do the same. I don't ever want to get complacent and accustomed to losing. So That's not what I'm talking about. But then afterwards, does it make you a better basketball team? Can we grow from it? We've been able to do that. So hopefully we can continue.
Quick
Jordan.
follow-up. Obviously, Tennessee has a new athletics director that will be introduced tomorrow, and Danny White. Just your initial reaction to the change of having a new person at the top there?
Well, I think there's, you're always excited about who that's going to be, and look forward to meeting him and hearing his vision for the university.
Jordan.
Kelly, I know that there are no moral victories, but particularly when you compare this game this year to this game last year and just how much better the Lady Vols were, and really what you said, you all had a chance to win it down the stretch. What does that say about the trajectory of this program and where it's headed?
Well, we're a better basketball team than we were last year. And I've said that from the beginning of the season. All of our returners are better. I mean, we improve. And our team is understanding how we need to play and giving ourselves a chance to win on the defensive end and rebounding right now. So in terms of growth, I'm really excited about how much we've grown and how much we've improved. I am. But, that's big picture overall, excited about that, happy about that. But, man, wanted to get that win.
Dorothy.
Coach, hi, thanks for your time. Were there any adjustments that could have been made in the fourth quarter to get Ray kind of, back involved, kind of get her the ball and kind of get her back involved? She was the best player out there tonight.
We were trying to find ways to get her the ball, but ran a few things for her. We're just a little bit out of sorts. And, the thing, we had good looks across the board, just didn't knock them down, and really didn't get a whole lot. I don't know statistically, I didn't feel like we got any offensive boards during that time either, and putbacks. So, we looked at different things to try to help get her the ball. We just didn't execute as well as we needed to.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach. Forgive me. I was just on UConn Zoom and I popped over here. So please forgive me if this is too repetitive. But one of the things that Gino said was that you guys made them play zone more than they had all season. How tough it was to play against you, your size, things like that. I know, like you said, you're not really into the moral victory, but can you just talk about what you sort of forced them to have to do that maybe made them uncomfortable, and what you can take from that into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I thought we guarded them well the majority of the game. I thought our game plan was really solid. They're going to make plays. You're not going to shut them down. They're too good on offense. But I thought we made them uncomfortable on the offensive end, and you just don't see that a whole lot. And defensively, although they had to go zone, they look pretty comfortable doing it to me. So that is not what he does a lot. I know that. But one thing I think historically he does is make adjustments defensively throughout the game. And so we were anticipating switches. We were anticipating him making those changes. We just didn't execute. He went to the zone and we really got stagnant and didn't execute the way we need to.
Thanks, Coach.
Will.
Yeah, I know you mentioned taking some positives away from a loss, but when it comes to dealing with that disappointment that you and your players feel, how do you guys kind of get through that, especially with few games like this beforehand and tougher opponents on the horizon?
Well, you either have, it's two things. You have a choice. You either let it motivate you and you work hard to get better, or you let it bring you down. You have to, and we make the choice. I mean, it's on us. And, it's hard to get back up after you lose a game that you feel like you could have won. It's hard, but we get to make that choice. And, we'll come in, we'll have a film session, and it will probably sting again. It'll be hard for me to watch that back, I think. But that's how you learn. And, as a team, we talk about growth a lot. Our season does not end today. We have a long season still left. We have an opportunity to win a lot more basketball games. And the peak was not playing UConn. So for us, we've got to look at it as, okay, we missed that opportunity, but how can we take advantage of the next opportunity that's placed in front of us? And I think that's the maturity, that's the mindset that we've got to have going into film session tomorrow and moving forward.
Madison?
Coach, some of this has to do with you guys shooting 50% from the field at halftime, but you had just 5 offensive rebounds in the third and fourth quarter combined and 5 second chance points. How important is it when you're going against an offense and a defense like UConn that's so aggressive to create some of those second chance opportunities for yourself?
Yeah, I thought we missed some opportunities. I really did. I thought there were a few that maybe we didn't anticipate the shot going up, and we weren't crashing the boards quick enough. You know, there may have been a few that we just didn't see it and then didn't go. There may be a few effort plays. We'll make sure we address those. But I thought that was big. You know, when we're not scoring, we've got to be able to clean it up and get ourselves some offensive boards. And we just didn't do that. I didn't think strong enough, especially in that fourth quarter.
And a quick follow-up, this is the first time UConn has come to Thompson-Boling Arena in 15 years, and you were a part of so much of this storied rivalry. What were your emotions like when you saw them come in for the first time and just the opportunity to play them on this home court at Thompson-Boling Arena?
Well, my first thought was I hate that we weren't going to have 24,000 people here today, because that would have been really special, really cool for both teams. And I love that. But, you know, I think, you know, them coming back in, for me, just a lot of talk this week, a lot of nostalgia, you know, hear from a lot of former Lady Vols, and, yeah, they got the games playing on the television. Our players were letting me know they were watching me play, on TV. I don't know if I like that too much, you know, before the game. I don't know if that was very motivating to watch me, but, you know, just a lot of talk and rivalry. And I think, one of the things that we're trying to do is get eyes on this game, get eyes on women's basketball, and build it up. And obviously it was a pretty good game, I think, for fans to watch. Obviously we wish we'd been on the other side of it, but I think it was, you know, a competitive game that probably looked good on television.
Gustavo?
Coach, you had 4 players getting double-digit points. How do you see the improvement of your team offensively, starting getting the basket? Like, as I said, 4 players getting double-digit points.
Yeah, I think we've had balance. I think that's when we're at our best, when we spread the ball around. We can score inside, outside, off the dribble. I think that's when our offense is producing the most efficiently, when we have that balanced scoring.
Jordan?
Kellie, we've seen you after a loss twice or 2 times prior to tonight this season, and the 2 times prior, you kind of seemed like you were seething mad tonight. It feels a little just more disappointment coming from you. Is that just a result of really how close this game was?
Yeah, you know, I games are played differently. Games look differently, and this one was. Yeah, I think disappointment is the better description of how I feel. And after the Georgia game, seething would be more accurate. So I think I don't think this was a lack of effort, you know, so just a lack of execution. That's where, you know, you just get disappointed. You know, I think there were some things in our control that we could have done better, but, you know, we'll learn.
We'll finish up with questions from Will and then Maria.
Yeah, given the history between these two teams and the competitive nature of the game tonight, would you like to see this continue sometime in the future?
Yeah, I think this is a good game. I think it was good. People, again, it's a game people look to. I think they enjoy it. You know, I think again, I think it's going to be one of the best atmospheres at any game all season long. I really do. And, I think when you have an opportunity to have those kind of games, I think they're important for programs, and I think they're important for women's basketball. But we'll still have conversations and have those discussions. But at this point, I'd certainly like to see it continue.
Maria?
Coach, you talk about, or every coach talks about, every possession matters. Can you point to that last missed defensive rebound that allowed Connecticut to get that three? I mean, there's a big difference in 63-61 and 35 seconds left, and then 66-61.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I tell you, I thought there were some big momentum plays in that fourth quarter. That was obviously one of them, to grab that board. And I thought they had, I don't know what the numbers are, but going back and looking, their fourth quarter offensive board production was high. They had more in that fourth quarter than they probably had the rest of the game combined. And you can't have that down the stretch. You've got to be able to come up with those. I thought that was big. And then I think I'm not sure when she made it, but I felt in the moment, I was like, Edwards hits a jumper from the free throw line. And I thought that one at that time felt like a big basket. I'm not sure when that was made though.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys for coming.